Whether you've just started the gym or you've been at the gym 3+ years, here are some tips that I can give you to stop you from making these simple mistakes that you might still be making, like I was 2 to 3 months ago. And since I eliminated them, my growth has been exponential, and hopefully this will help you get back on the right track in your gym career. Number 1, the most obvious one, ego lifting. Every man and woman does this because they come into the gym with their tank top on, thinking they look massive, pick up the 40s and just start swinging it. You think you look like Sam Sulek, you don't, you look more like Jack's Fitness. Act more your size and you will see far better growth, and then eventually you will be able to pick up the 40s. You're just using your own momentum, which doesn't help engage your muscle at all. How is it going to help you grow? It won't. Put down the weight and the ego and be more realistic, because strength will come with size. You just need to be patient and give it time. You will injure yourself if you are not careful with ego lifting as well. I used to ego lift a lot. I had a horrible deadlift, 160 deadlift when I first started training. Got that out the way, never deadlifted again because my back was like, it was like that. It was such bad form. Learn the form, put down the weight, size will come, strength will come. This next one I like to call the machine. You're training Monday through Sunday, grind in the gym, and fair play to you, that is really good. 7 days a week is class commitment, but you're not getting any more jacked. Why is that? You're not giving your body time to rest. Resting is just as important as actual training. For example, if you don't give your PlayStation time to cool down, it'll run like crap, and it's the same with your body. That's why you need 8 hours sleep and enough water to keep the body going. And also, what I do is 4 days maximum in muscle training, and I have seen really good results from this rather than the usual 6-day split of PPL and the Arnold split. According to research from Jeffit, their primary results found that 2 different groups, the people that trained 4 days a week, produced equal increases in fat-free mass from the people who train 6 days a week. So why would you then train 6 days a week to get the same results as the person who trains 4 days a week? So trust me, 4 days max sleep and get your protein in. Number 3, if you're a beginner, you do not need a lot of volume because you have your beginner gains to come in. You'll be flying in terms of results. But if you're a bit more experienced, while some people prefer hypertrophy and higher reps, I've found that lower sets, longer rest times and lower reps have dramatically increased my size as well as my strength. It saves time, which means that you can finally do the cardio you're meant to do rather than just going straight home and losing cardiovascular endurance. I suggest a maximum of 2 sets per exercise, and to reach failure around the 8 to 9 rep range, and a 2-minute rest time between each. The only exception to this rule would be the big 3 compounds: bench, deadlift and squat, which what I do is 3 to 5 sets for each of those, 5 reps max, and then 4 minutes rest time between each, because it takes a bigger toll on the body. And also you want to get the maximum output for these types of lifts because it is a compound movement. Well, deadlift and squat are. Now if you're like me, you're on your phone in bed constantly on TikTok just before you're about to go to sleep, and then that one video catches your eye and the next thing you know it's 2 a.m. You've got school or work in the morning. At 9 you have to be up for 8. That's 6 hours of sleep. That's nowhere near enough. This is the most undervalued metric across the whole world and overlooked, when it is literally the most important factor to building muscle and athletic performance. A minimum of 7 hours is needed to be even near the top of your game. If you're not sleeping right, you're just wasting your time and leaving gains on the table. You can see from this research article here that the main takeaway is that people who only slept 5.5 hours had 60% less muscle mass at the end of the study, which was I think 72 hours. while those who slept 8.5 hours had 40% more muscle mass. That's only a small snippet of what I could find in about 5 minutes, just how important sleep is. One thing I do to increase sleep quality is wear these blue light glasses. I look pretty goofy, I know, I don't usually wear glasses, but anyway, they block blue light and helps me sleep at night because the blue light isn't activating any receptors in my brain to tell me to stay awake. Also, keeping a good schedule for sleep is incredibly important. If you wake up and sleep at the exact same time, your body will get used to it, and then it's not such a slog getting out in the morning. It's great, sleep's great, go to bed. Number 5, pre-workout. Now, before you go into your allowance and pay 40 quid for Sebum's pre-workout, think about the why and the when. Why do you need it, and how often are you going to use it? If you have a serious energy problem in the gym, and if you think it helps, then go ahead. But after 2.5 years in the gym, I've used pre-workout maybe 7 times, and the only thing that came out of that was a load of ego lifting and just injuries and poor sleep, because caffeine has a 10-hour lifespan, I guess, which will affect sleep quality. So my suggestion is simple carbohydrates like honey. What I use is square bars, but it is what it is. Honey and salt before the gym will be more than enough for a good pump and better performance. Just try it out and see how you feel. If you still think you need a bit of oomph, go ahead. One thing I will say, the energy drinks like Monster and Red Bull will literally just let you think that you're flying and you're doing really well in the gym. But realistically, it's just your head is buzzing all the time, so you think you're going to be repping out, 100 kg for 10 on bench. You go to bench and then you just utterly fail, and it's happened to me. I've misgrooved because I just think I'm just going to bounce it off my chest. It just doesn't work like that. Calm down and see how you feel with a more natural way of getting a pump and better performance. Finally, the one I know that each and every one of you is struggling with, I'm struggling with it, like my coach is struggling with it, like my friends are struggling with it. It's comparison. Comparing yourself to other people. I compare myself to 30-year-olds in the gym when I'm only 20, just recently 20 as well. Comparison is ultimately the thief of joy, which we've all heard that before somewhere, and we hear it so much because it is so true. One time I hit a personal best on bench and was so happy about it, but the next day I walk in and see the 6'5" mega chad benching about 180 kg for reps. If I was small-minded about that, I would have thought that my bench was meaningless, small, didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But instead I looked at him, me being delusional, and I used him as motivation and remembered just how hard I worked just to get to 120 kg bench. But use other people as motivation rather than to put yourself down, because your own words affect you so much. So be careful. There will always be a bigger fish, but you still have the ability to become an even bigger fish in the future. Don't discredit your achievements and you will feel far better about it and about your journey. After all, it is you versus you. So, thank you so much for watching, and if you'd like to see a part 2 or have your own ideas for a new video that I should do, please put it in the comments. I will get back to you, and remember to reach for extraordinary results and to set the new standards for the people around you. See you next time.